What's going on, guys? As you can tell, we're not in the village anymore, or at least we're not in our village on the island. We left Hvar probably a week and a half ago now to go to Split because there just been too many tourists and we wanted a place to get a little bit of seclusion. And also, since Marlene's parents got here, we have been sleeping in the van, and on the coast it's just really hot. 90 plus degrees during the day, and nice at night, 70 degrees or so at night. So we're able to sleep in the van because the little village house that we have there doesn't have enough space for 7 people to sleep. So the kids and her parents are able to sleep in the village, but we've been moved back into the van now for about 2 weeks, which has been great. Having your own bed, your own pillow, your own space, that's awesome, but we just needed to find some cooler temperatures. So we left for Split and went to the apartment for about a week, and then started to plot out, try to find places, just looking at the weather, looking at different camping places that we can go to. And then we came across this place. We are probably about 3 hours north of Split. We are sort of near the Bosnian border. We're probably maybe an hour. We can probably drive to the Bosnian border in about an hour, near a pretty popular national park in Croatia called Plitvice. And during the day, we're having like high 70s, low 80s temperatures. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like thunderstorm clouds all around us right now because we're having a little bit of a weather system coming through, which has been kind of nice. We get nice breezes and some sprinkling, some showers. Yesterday we had thunder happening back there. We're supposed to have some today too, but it hasn't happened yet. But we found this really cool place. It's just some lady's house in this tiny little village where only 30 people live. And she technically isn't a campground. She's officially registered as a picnic spot. So you're only supposed to be here for 24 hours. But most people stay here for one night and they leave to go to the national park. And if they want to come back, they come back later on the same day. So, they're usually okay. But for us, we've been here for 3 days now, so we're technically not supposed to be here this long. But the lady that owns this place, she grew up here all her life. Her family has been here for hundreds of years. She deals with European travelers mostly, and she lives here by herself. So she was really happy to speak Croatian to Marlene. She doesn't have to think about speaking English when she talks to us. So she's really happy for us to be here. And since we've been here, there's been people coming in here every afternoon. Last night there were probably 6 campers, including us. The night before there were 7. And she had just opened like a couple weeks ago, and it hasn't been this busy, she says. So she says that we're her lucky charm. So she's happy for us to be here. And in fact, so much so that she said, hey, since you guys are here for so long, and technically we're only supposed to be here for 24 hours, if anybody asks, you just tell them you're my friend. You're staying here with me because you're my friends. So we made a new friend here in this village. I showed you guys some parts of this rustic little piece of land earlier. It's really just her house, her farmhouse, that she added a few amenities to. There's not even running water. She uses a well or a cistern, just like we do in the village on Hvar, and collects rain. And if water runs out and there hasn't been any rain, she can call the fire department to bring her, a fire truck load of water, just like we do in the village. There's not much else. There's like some outdoor showers that are using like the solar shower, so she fills it up every day. And there's a little fire pit, and basically just land. We're just camped here on her land. The other thing we wanted to do, as you guys can see, is we wanted to set up our Camp Awning tent. And we were looking for a spot pretty much exactly like this when we left Hvar, and we're really happy that we found it, because our criteria was that we had to have open space. We didn't want to be, you know, butted up next to other campers, and we wanted to be able to set up this tent, which ideally would be like a grassy area. Check. And we wanted to be in a place where the temperatures are nice, and it has been amazing. Check. And the last one we wanted to have is, most campgrounds in Croatia are pretty expensive. They charge by the person, and then they charge your vehicle. So a lot of the places are, on the average, about 10 euros per person per night. And a lot of them will charge for kids too. Some kids get a discount, but older kids like Ava, who's 13 now, are sometimes charged full price. So at a place that charges, you know, the per person rate, it will cost us like 50 euros a night to stay. So we didn't want to stay at one of those places. And plus, those are going to be super crowded. Usually they're along the coast and touristy places. That's hot right now. So this place has been amazing. 100 kunas a night, which is about 13 euros. And we don't need electricity. She has enough amenities for us. So we're pretty happy. I don't know how long I'm going to be here for, but I'm guessing we'll be here for at least till the end of the week. Today's Wednesday. So at least till Friday. And then, you know, we'll see what happens from there. We haven't really scoped out another spot yet. But we want to stay out of Split and stay away from Hvar Island, hopefully until the end of the month, because August is a really crazy month. August is the busiest month of the year for tourism. And as we left Split, we saw in the news that there were like 70,000 people expected to take ferries to islands from Split. So there's pictures of just cars lined up, people lined up, and it's a little bit scary. We wanted to be secluded in wild places, and you know, inland was the way to go. So we came inland, and depending on how things go, we might, you know, keep going farther away from Split. Especially, we're not even to the middle of the month yet. We got another at least 2 weeks to go before we get to where the season starts to slow down a bit. So we'll see what happens from here. But while we're here, I'm going to show you guys just a little bit quick peek at this inflatable awning we got from Dometic. It's really cool. Okay, so this is, let me show you the model. This is called the Rally Air All Season 330DA. All season is the fabric. It's the heavier duty fabric. And then 330 is the length. I think this way. Like how long this is. 3.3 meters, I think. That's what it is, 330 centimeters. DA stands for drive away, meaning that this is a standalone awning that is really only attached to the van through these 3 straps that you throw over. See these 3 straps? You basically throw it over the van and then stake it down to the ground. And if you want to drive away, you just take these off, toss the straps back over, and then just drive away, because there's nothing else connecting the awning to the van. There's no floor, except we did also get this kind of indoor rug thing. Really heavy duty construction. Like, these zippers are all like super strong and nice. Good stitching. And the way that it works is it has these inflatable poles, right? That's made of like similar to what you would find in a inflatable boat. The tubes of an inflatable boat, super strong. Look at that. It's inflated up to 9 psi using a electric pump that we also got with it, and there's just a single inflation point over here on the outside. That's where you inflate the whole thing. You plug a pump in there, lay this out, and probably within 5 minutes you got this whole thing up. And then of course you gotta take all the straps and like strap it into the ground. And if you search for videos, other videos on YouTube, you'll see that there is a tent like this. I think it's the 390, not the all-season version, but the staking down securing mechanism is the same. In 90 kilometer per hour wind conditions, that's roughly 50 to 60 miles per hour winds. So really strong. When we have our normal awning out, we're always worried about how it's going to stand up to wind, like if weather comes, are we going to be okay? But with this one, like, we don't even think about it. It's good. We can have a thunderstorm and everything should stay up. So yeah, super stoked about this tent. So if you're in the US, I think this tent's kind of hard to get. There are some places that sell this tent that will ship it to the US. This specific one is made for the Sprinter. I can show you how the door works inside. Like, this is what they call the tunnel. As you can tell, the part that you throw over the top is right there, and then the door opens and closes normal. So you can still close the door of the van, and then when it opens up, also opens normal, and you got this kind of little space here to put some extra stuff if you want. It is a pretty big tent. Like, that's the huge bag that comes with it, and it weighs like 80-90 pounds, so heavy, big and heavy. Probably something that you'll only use if you're gonna stay someplace for a while, which is kind of our intention when we left Split. So we love it so far. It's our 3rd or 4th day here, and we had this thing up on the first day. So if you guys are interested, I'll put some links down below for you guys to check out more about this tent. I think MSRP is like $19.99, but depending on where you buy it and which model you buy, that'll make a difference. So I want to give you guys a quick little look. I guess not so quick. This video is kind of getting kind of long, but it's a little behind the scenes look for what we're doing this week to get away from the crowds and from the heat. Hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you all for supporting us on Patreon, and see you guys later.